All right. Welcome to episode 2 of the Under the Chin podcast. I'm Josh. Got Abe and Hector with me. And today, let's kick it off with talking about the main event of the card on Saturday. A pretty low-key card, all things considered, but the main event is sure to excite any UFC fan. We got Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. The last time out, we saw, and we got the Covington t-shirt. We got we
Damn
got a
right.
real fan in the house. So I guess we already know who you're going to be taking in the fight. But last time out, Joaquin Buckley knocked out Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. So
That's Wonder
um,
Boy. Wonder Boy is what, 42 years old?
yeah, he's up there. He is up there.
Exactly.
Yeah, he sold. Yeah,
Yeah.
So since we already know Abe is going to be picking Colby in this fight, Hector, who do you got in the main event?
I got Kobe as well.
All right.
All right. Taking Kobe. He's usually a Kobe hater.
Okay. So
Not a
that
chance. Not a chance. I just told you he was gonna lose in all the fights he lost.
Yeah, that he did. Yeah, he did. Well, he broke his foot last fight around, so I give him that. But yeah.
Hmm. I got to see Colby live when he fought Leon in Vegas.
Did you?
Uh, yeah, I was out there with Haas. That was when I was out there with him.
Oh, dude, I forgot. I forgot I sold you guys a ticket.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, that was
I
a good
totally forgot about
time.
that.
Yeah, so with Colby and Buckley, it's one of those. I love Colby, so I want to see him win. I want to see him get back on the horse. But Buckley undefeated at welterweight right now. I forget how
4
many.
0.
Yeah, 4-0 at welterweight. So that move down really did him a lot of good. He was a little undersized for middleweight, but he's looking good. But I guess, how do you guys see that fight going? I mean, Colby not known for being a finisher. Do you think he's going to outstrike Buckley? How do you see him getting this win?
I think he's going to wrestle. He's
Mm,
going to try to take him down. And I don't see Kobe really trying to exchange shots with Buckley because he is dangerous.
mm.
And seeing that he hasn't really been active since his last fight, I don't see him really engaging too much on the feet. I think it's going to be more of a typical, usual Kobe Covington fight. He's going to try to take him to the ground, hold him, and maybe surprise us with a submission.
Okay. How about you, Hector? You think we're going to get a submission out of Colby this time around?
I think we get a decision, but yeah, I got Kobe overwhelming Joe Buckley. We haven't seen Buckley really in the later rounds, especially with that weight cut, right?
Mm.
I think Kobe is gonna take him to deep waters, mixing
So,
it up, in the volume.
so as I said, this card is pretty low key compared to what we've been seeing recently. Do you guys have any fights you want to highlight? Anything you're really excited for on this card? What do we
This
got?
card to me is
Mackenzie
mid.
Dern.
She's
Mackenzie Dern.
off.
Oh
I
yeah,
want
yeah. That
I want to see Mackenzie Dern.
She's
she
fighting
got
in
pulled.
January.
No, is she? Is she?
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, they get pulled her from the card. That was the other one.
Okay,
Everything else,
okay.
yeah, aside from that, it's mid. But I heard Manel Kopp is on there, so
Yep,
Yeah,
he's on the
he's
main card.
fighting. He's
yeah,
fighting Bulldog,
I
Brazilian
want
guy.
to see him. But I would have loved to see Manel fight that the Russian guy, the one that got cut.
Oh, Mokayev. He
Yeah,
lost.
He
Yeah,
he
he lost that fight.
yeah.
they fought. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they
they
fought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did.
you were confusing me a second. I thought you meant
Yeah,
like you wanted to see a rematch or something.
no, they did
yeah,
fight, and it was whack. We were like,
Yeah.
we were expecting so
yeah,
much more because they were talking all this hype in the press conference, and
yeah,
Manel fights at what weight class?
Mo-
125.
yeah, yeah.
What does um help me out here? God, dude, my brain's just going, man. I swear to God. What is the other Mexican guy? Super popular right now.
Oh, Brandon Moreno,
No. I think he fights at
25er,
who?
25er. You said?
Yeah, I think he's a 25er. Small.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, 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 yeah. This guy, my
he
guy,
just
my
fought at the
guy.
Sphere. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh, what's his
Uh,
name?
Is it
Ronaldo.
There you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is that Lazy Boy?
The
Lazy
lazy
boy,
boy.
Ronaldo.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. There you go. Put him against Manel. I want to see that.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I like that match. Didn't Lazy Boy, I
I
think
like
I
that,
think
yeah.
he just got a fight announced.
Yeah, he's
Did
fighting
he?
it. I don't remember who.
Who's he
Oh, I
fighting?
think Ricky Tertius, I
Oh,
think.
Tercios,
Is
okay.
is
Yeah,
he?
he's.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Uh,
I'm pretty sure he
I seen
just
the
got a fight
card.
announced.
Yeah, I seen the flyer for that. I don't know if it's official though because nobody's announced it. Um, but let me tell you, man, he came in with so much hype at the Sphere. Um, Lazy Boy did, and when he got dropped, I said, Jesus Christ, because it was nasty, and I didn't know how he was
Yeah.
gonna bounce back, man, and he did.
Hmm.
Yeah, he has heart.
So
Yeah, he
yeah,
fought Ode
so
Osborne.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
so he's got heart, man.
he
So
was
I'm
supposed to be the striker, and he put in a clinic on
yeah,
the grappling aspect.
that's what I'm saying. He like proved himself to many different levels, and
Yeah,
although it wasn't pretty at first, I think he proved to a lot of people that he's a
yeah,
he's a UFC guy.
yeah.
So
I
it
saw
looks
him
like
winning.
he does have a fight confirmed for March 29th against Kevin Bojas.
Oh
Who's
Bojas.
that?
yeah, yeah. Peruvian guy.
Yep.
Yeah, it was wrong. Man, coming back to that fight of Mokaev and Cape, that thing was like some footage from a Diddy's party. He was trying to take off
Yeah, yeah, he
his
pulled his ass out.
yeah, his shorts and everything. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching, bro?
Jesus, it's like Ian Gary, except Ian Gary had some underwear on.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty odd, man. I didn't anticipate that one going the way it did. I thought Gary was going to
I think he's gonna win.
just overwhelm him,
Mm,
Yeah,
like trying to pick him apart from outside. And he, obviously, when you got Shavkat coming at you, and I'm sure it's scary.
mm,
But
yeah,
Gary's been basically talking. He's just doing what Yuri and God, dude, my brain is really going. Jamal Hill
your
have been doing.
mm.
Who lost better?
your
Yeah.
Yeah,
your brain is
Gary's
not braining today.
yeah, but Gary's been talking like, man, and I don't. He's actually right. He did very well against Rachmanov,
Hmm.
but I don't know, man. I expected more from him. I
Yeah,
think
I
he
think
fought
we all did.
a little scared.
Yeah,
I feel like if he would have used his leg kicks,
I think it was just the fact that he got clipped in the first round by
yeah,
like a really nice overhand. Like I don't know if it was an overhand right or just a two,
he took it
and he
well though.
got yeah, he took it well, but that's when you saw like the clear power difference between those two.
Yeah, Shavkat's a monster. I mean, he's defeated everybody, so only right he defeated Ian Gary. And
I've
Kobe
seen
had a lot to say about him today. So
I only saw a few clips from the Colby media day. I saw what he had to say about John Jones.
what about LBJ?
Oh yeah, no, I saw he mentioned him. I didn't hear the audio of the video. I just scrolled past the post, but what was it? Ian Gary, I saw like the discourse online that people are saying he handled the loss really well in terms of like everybody loves to hate on Ian Gary, especially after all the shenanigans with MMA Guru stuff. But I think he kind of with this loss like turned the fan base back in his favor. I mean, surely there's going to be a bunch of haters on any fighter regardless, but I've been seeing like a lot of good discourse. I think the way that he handled it with humility and humbleness, I think the tide is turning in his favor, and I think he's gonna have a good bounce back fight. Whoever he comes back against. I mean, what 15-1 now,
Well,
and
Yeah,
he
yeah, he
I
proved that he's
agree,
elite.
man.
right,
Yeah, he
right.
proved that he can grapple. He's supposed to be a striker, and he proved that he can grapple with the best grappler at 170.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I don't think he ever. I don't think he got taken down, did he?
I
yeah, I
know
think he did.
he was trying.
I think he
Shavkat was
did.
trying for the majority of the
Yeah,
fight to get
yeah.
him
But
down.
he
Yeah.
he showed really, really, really well. Really good takedown defense, man.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
So it seems like we have one of these every card now, which is really sad, but we had a brutal robbery on the card. Dana White going up to Alexander Volkov afterwards and just telling him you got fucked bad by the judges. What did you guys think of the Volkov and Gon fight? Did you guys have it going Gon's way? I thought it was one of the worst robberies we've ever seen.
I honestly didn't pay attention to that fight. I was doing something else.
How about you, Abe?
Um, that just goes to show that the fight wasn't all that. It was I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Gon looked like kind of how I mentioned, where he was lacking that like confidence almost.
Mm,
He got rocked
hmm
by one of those shots, and I've aside from what Jones did to him, I've not seen him that hurt in the octagon.
hmm
So I do think that that was a robbery. I do think that Volkov should have won, but at the end of the day, it was, I guess, if it can go either way, it's always going to go for the guy that is the more dominant one.
hmm Yeah, and you always have that argument that people put forward. It's like, well, if you don't want it to be a robbery, then finish the fight. And at
Yes.
heavyweight, you expect to see finishes. So there is that. But I think what this proved is that Gon would get absolutely steamrolled by Tom Aspinall. I think that's what I took from the fight.
Yeah. Oh, I
But
agree 100%.
Uh,
That is not even close, man.
I don't know about that, guys. I mean, I think styles make fights, and I think I that's a fight that I would love to see, to be honest, because they're both really good. They're really light on their feet. They fight like welterweights. So imagine those two getting inside the octagon. It will be, I guarantee, it will be fireworks. I
yeah,
mean, you can. Aspinall always has the grappling factor, but I think that would be a really good, really good matchup. To be honest, that's a fight that I would like to see in the future.
yeah, absolutely. I think that would be one of the best fights we could see out of Tom Aspinall, one of his best opponents. And I would love to see it if Aspinall wasn't holding the interim belt. If he
Yeah,
was the champion or if he was just a contender, I would absolutely love to see Aspinall versus Gon. But right now, I commented on an Instagram post, and my comment got over 1,000 likes. It was a
Oh, hell
post.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people agree with me. It was a post about Aspinall fighting Cyril Gahn, and I just commented. I said, I don't want to hear any conversation about Aspinall fighting anybody but Jones. At this point, just like I would love to see the fight. I would love to see Aspinall fight Gahn, but I don't want to see him defend an interim belt again. I want to see him establish himself as the most dominant champion in UFC history, and I want to see him roll everybody, like Abe said last week, until he decides to retire. So until then, until Aspinall smokes Jones, we got to hold the Aspinall versus Gone conversation to the side.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that he's already the next in line, so he doesn't have to defend that interim
Right.
against anybody. So, and also now that Jones is back, I think the interim's gone.
The
The
belt?
interim belt, yeah. Because
Oh,
usually
is that how that works?
once the champion fights, if the champion's not active, then the interim belt is basically he's a champion. But
Oh,
when the
that
champion comes back, the interim championship is kind of like non-existent anymore.
right, because under normal circumstances, if the champion's coming back, he's going to be fighting the interim champion. God
Yeah,
damn.
yeah,
Well,
but
good
I mean,
point. Good
still,
point.
but he still earned that next title shot. So
right.
it's literally it's gonna be Tom versus Jones. I mean, I'm sure they've got that date already locked in. They're just trying to figure out the money
hmm
portion of that, and they both tweeted about it or X'd about it, however you want to call it. And I can see it happening, man. 2025. Hopefully, we don't have to wait until November when they're at the MSG. Hopefully, it's sooner
hmm
than that. Oh wait, no, I think I heard International Fight Week.
Yeah, that's what I heard in Vegas.
Yeah. So they're gonna have the UFC Fan Fest, man. So I can see you going up there again.
Oh yeah, yeah. If they got all that kind of stuff going around, that will be my next trip to Vegas. I gotta go see that. If I could meet Aspinall, just give him, chop it up with him a little bit, man. That would just make my year. Speaking of making years, I know you were pretty happy with one of the fights on the main card, Abe, when you saw Bryce Mitchell absolutely whop Kron Gracie with a few elbows. What did you guys
Yeah,
think of that matchup?
that was
Thank
well
God,
deserved.
man. Thank God, man.
It, yeah.
I don't like a guard puller, to be honest.
Mm.
He literally pulled guard in the air. It was the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
how do you?
I think he was rocked from the slam, to
Yeah.
be honest. He
Yep.
just like the elbows was that was just a cherry on top.
Yeah. I think that I don't know if you guys watch like the post fight conferences and stuff with Dana. I make sure
Not
to
yet.
watch them all the time, dude. Like literally
Yeah,
right after
like
the fight, like 30 minutes after that, Dana's gonna come out and he'll be like, "All right, guys, the gross for tonight is whatever." And then all the journalists will ask him questions and stuff, and they were pretty much trying to get him to say they were gonna cut Chrome Gracie.
Well, that was a big conversation on Twitter/X. Everybody was like, "Please cut Kron Gracie," and like people were doing fake posts. Like the UFC roster tracker, how they have like the X
Yeah,
emoji. A bunch of people were like faking those tweets, and I thought one of them was real. But it's one of those things where it's like, what else do you need to see? The
I
the
think
the
I
last
think he's awful.
yeah. I mean, and
yeah, I mean,
again, there's gonna be like grappling under the UFC banner. Put him in that.
yeah,
He'd probably be
Yeah,
a
right.
killer grappler in that, but just this
yeah.
MMA is not working out.
Yeah, plus he's in on the like the older side, you know. He's 36 now. How old is he? Like,
Uh,
let's be honest, he's not gonna be a champion at this point. And
yeah.
Dana always talks about, oh, I just want guys who want to be champions. And uh,
Corona is
I,
just there because of his name,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Hmm.
At this point, who are you giving like as an opponent? Who are you giving him? Like
Non-ranked guys.
who?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be somebody not ranked. You can't
He's
give
gonna
him
be
another
the
ranked
Yeah,
yeah.
fight.
yeah. Maybe last time they gave him a guy who wasn't even ranked. What's his name? The Canadian.
Oh, that
Uh,
Charles Jourdain.
Charles. Yeah, and he beat his ass. Like at this point, probably man. What? Maybe bring back fucking CM Punk
Hell yeah.
or
I was
him or for Tony.
what were they are they fighting at 155?
Ooh, CM Punk is 170, but
170?
yeah, I
But
think him
no,
versus Tony Ferguson will be a good fight.
Are you talking about Kron Gracie or CM Punk?
CM Punk,
Chrome Gracie fights at what, 145?
Yeah, he's featherweight.
yeah, he's a featherweight.
Um, yeah. Yeah,
Ooh,
just cut him.
ooh,
Just cut
yeah,
him.
I just cut him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna lose any other fight you give him. So what do we even
Yeah,
and then they put him on the main card. Like you're forcing him down our throats here.
Yeah,
yeah.
there must have been some backdoor dealings going on there.
Like well, I mean, you can't take all Joe off the main card for just Gracie. I mean, I get it. Bryce can be popular, but Bryce Mitchell, I prefer him to see him on the undercard.
Hmm. Yeah, he's gonna get a lot of people to tune in, especially if he's on the undercard if it's free. I don't know
Yeah,
how many people tune in to the undercard and then don't buy the pay-per-view or don't watch the pay-per-view. I don't know what percentage of the audience does that, but like Hector said last week, there are supposed to be fights on the undercard that maybe if you're on the fence, this will convince you that you want to see more and you're gonna pay.
yep.
Um, Speaking of undercard performances, one of the I mean, this grappling exchange, the whole exchange from beginning to end, I mean, it ended in the first round, but Clay Guida and Chase Hooper, I mean, these guys
Oh,
came to ball, and it was just a matter of time. Chase Hooper looked like a real world beater. Now, again, Clay Guida is in the twilight of his career, but still looked really good. And Chase Hooper, I mean, I'm looking here, the fight lasted a little under 4 minutes, and the entire time it was action from the very first second. Did you guys catch that one? What did you think? And who do
yeah.
you see Chase Hooper going up against next?
That was a good fight. That was like the second
Yep,
or
second
third
fight.
fight of the night, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I watched that one, and I was
That's
rooting
pretty good. Yeah,
for my guy Clay,
Clay
but
Guida.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I you gotta go with the this is like Dana always says, this is a young man's sport, huh?
Mm,
So yeah,
yeah, I
it
mean,
was.
I think Hooper. I mean, and then again, it's like one of those like when Patty fought Tony. It's
hmm.
like you look good, but you're also fighting Tony Ferguson.
Right.
You
Yeah.
look good, but he's also fighting Clay Guida, who is 42 years old and has lost what 3 straight now.
I'm not sure about how many he's lost recently. I know I heard while I didn't watch the post-fight presser with Dana, I saw a tweet about it about he name dropped a few fighters that he thinks should retire, Clay Guida being one of them.
Weidman
Yeah,
and who else?
there was
Oh,
another guy.
Lionheart Smith.
Right, Lionheart. Yep, yep. We'll talk about that then because that was a whole situation. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he lost the fight before he got there. He
right.
yeah.
he was all crying and shit, and
Yeah.
Yeah, and you heard something odd. I mean, I don't even know how this happens about him saying "hit me so I feel something." I
yeah,
mean,
you
we
didn't.
we
You watched the fight. He literally dropped his hands and was just walking forward, towards fuck, help me out here,
Reyes.
Reyes, walking towards Reyes with his chin like forward, just literally just
Yeah.
walking towards him.
Now we know Anthony Smith is no stranger to saying weird shit in the octagon, like when Johnny Walker was attacking his family. But when you hear something like that, I mean, I didn't hear that in the fight, but I hear it afterwards.
Yeah,
It's one of those things where I mean, he even said it himself that he is likely going to hang it up, but probably didn't want to make that kind of decision in the emotional state that he was in after just getting TKO'd. Um, you know, it's one of those things where it's the same thing with Clay Guida. It's like these guys can still beat fighters on the roster. I mean, there are fighters on the roster that these guys can win against. And I think when you've done your time in the UFC, the same thing with Tony. It's like he keeps losing, but they're not going to cut Tony.
well, the bigger
Uh,
difference here is Tony is he brings in money.
right, right, right,
The entire arena loves Tony Ferguson. When he
right.
comes out, they're all vibing. I'm vibing from my couch watching Tony Ferguson. I watch
Hmm.
his damn walkout videos at home, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, dude, it's a different story when you talk about Clay Guida. He's a fan favorite, but he's not to the extent of Tony Ferguson.
Hmm.
Smith, same thing. Nobody really likes Anthony Smith.
Yeah.
Um,
Ever since he made that on paper comment, it seems like he
yeah.
he lost a
It,
lot of the fan support.
and then
Oh
Chris
yeah.
Weidman is obviously a former champ, but I mean, I'm not tuning in to watch Chris Weidman.
Hmm.
If Tony Ferguson is fighting on the weakest card of the year, I'm watching the fight because
Right,
Tony Ferguson is on the card.
right.
He is a headliner still, even with a 8 fight losing streak or whatever it is. Tony
Mhm.
Ferguson is the man. He brings in money. People purchase pay-per-views to watch Tony Ferguson.
Right. Right, yeah. So it's one of those things. It was pretty sad to see with Anthony Smith, but with his who was the most recent guy that he beat? I know he beat he
He
knocked
beat
out Ryan Spann, but did he
yeah.
beat somebody after that?
I think it was a decision
I think
win.
he did beat a really tough guy, really good guy, undefeated. I think he was undefeated at the time. Brazilian guy. He's fighting this weekend. Petrino guy.
Oh, Vitor Petrino. Yes,
Yeah, he
yes.
that's a really good win. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, that was his. Oh, wait a minute. What
yeah.
the?
Is he?
Oh,
Yeah.
yep.
Did he?
Yeah, that was his
Let me
last
see.
win. I'm looking here. Yeah, his last fight, he lost the decision against Elidze. But then underneath that, he did give Vitor Petrino his only career loss. So, and again, you can consider Vitor Petrino while he was undefeated, he hasn't fought a lot in the UFC. I think that may have been his second or third fight in the promotion. Um, but I guess what I'm saying is, it's like, are these guys the type of guys where it's like, can they be that type of gatekeeper where it's like if they want to stick around? Like Clay Guida, I think he even said, or the announcer said as he was walking up, they're like, he wants to still fight. So if he wants to fight,
Yeah.
I say let him fight. Don't give him ranked guys. Don't give him, but like he's
Give him
entertaining.
yeah.
Yeah,
He has
maybe.
a fan base. He has that fan favorite energy. I don't see any benefit of cutting these guys, even if it would be for their own good, if they still want to ball. It's You only get to do this once in your life, and if you could do it into your 40s, I mean that's something special.
Right. Maybe him versus Tony will be a good fight.
I like that.
Yeah, I do like that. Honestly, I think they should make that fight.
Yeah.
Tony
Well,
comes out on top by whatever he wants.
so
I don't
what
know,
else?
bro.
What else do
Shades
we
and
have?
blades, baby. Shades and blades.
Man, I don't see Tony winning a fight anymore.
Shades and blades. Shades
That
and blades.
what I thought about this every single time I've seen Tony fight the past few times, where it's like if this guy gets a win, the eruption from the arena would register on the Richter scale. I mean, it
Yeah.
would just
Man,
Oh
be
yeah.
an absolute hoot. Um, but
Imagine
yeah,
if he would have beat Michael Chandler when he
he
had him
was
rocked,
close. He was
when he
yep.
close,
dropped
yeah.
him. That was like, dude, what is going on? I was so hyped, and then the second round came in, and that was very sad to watch.
Yeah.
Speaking of fan favorites that were sad to watch over the weekend, man, Nate the Train, he got steamrolled.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
his
but
ass
that was
whooped.
yeah, he got whooped, man. That was terrible. He was getting hit and everything. Every time he got hit, you could tell he was hurting.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I
But
mean,
that's a Nate fight. That's a Nate the Train fight. He always gets his ass whooped, but until he wakes up and he
Yeah,
wins. What's the thing that he be saying? That probably if I don't lose the fight, I win the fight. I'll
oh yeah.
probably win the fight.
Yeah, he said something like that.
I guess it's funny, man. But I've been watching his interviews and he seems smart. Like he just looks a little not so smart, but yeah.
To round out the card last week, the championship fight, Pantoja versus Asakura. I mean, Pantoja just looked like his regular world beaten self. I mean, again, we haven't seen Kai Asakura tested in the UFC yet. I mean, now we have, but you know, he got a title shot right away, so we don't really know where he stacks up against the rest of the division. But Pantoja just made it look like business as usual. You know, there were some moments where it wasn't like a total ass whooping, but by the time he was getting submitted, I mean, Pantoja, it that what that fight told me is that as much as I would love to see Royval become the champ, as much as I would love to see Moreno or Tatsuro Taira, any of these guys get the belt, man, I don't know who could beat this guy. I mean,
he's getting better with every single fight, man. It's like
yes,
every time we see him, it's like we see
Zombie.
a new fighter.
yes.
It's kind of crazy because Pantoja's what, like 34, I think.
Let's
I think it
see.
might be 36.
Yep, 34.
34. Okay, I was right the first
Yeah.
time. Yeah, man, a fighter at that age, obviously it's not old, but when you start getting fighting terms, it's getting up there in the UFC, man, and he is strong, man.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
Physique is on point. He made Kai look not good. I was not
Hmm.
impressed by him at all.
Right.
I thought he was going to come in and put on like a clinic or something, and
Hmm.
he was kind of like instead of being like proactive, he was being like reactive.
Yeah.
That was one of those where then he was throwing like these weak little knees that weren't going to land. And I feel like at some point he was just like laughing, like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah. I think I remember seeing that too. It's like,
yeah, like, dude, you're getting whooped here. People got money on you, guy. Like, what are you playing with? This is a
hmm.
you. They literally brought you in from a different promotion, and you're in a championship fight.
I mean, he was fighting, bro. You cannot, you
Yeah,
cannot, you cannot, you cannot say that he was not trying. He was trying, like with every ounce of
I
his
think he could have
will
done
and his
more. He could have done
energy.
more. I
I
think.
mean, the thing is that that zombie Alexander Pantoja, he was just eating everything
Well, it's
he was throwing
either
at him.
yeah, Pantoja is just great, and we're just not realizing it,
Mm.
or that guy Kai Asakura came in and was like just mid, and Pantoja just made him look terrible. I don't know, but I expected a lot more from him. I predicted, I think a knockout. If he
Yeah,
would have won a knockout, I think Hector had the same thing, and we just didn't see it, man. I
I
don't
thought
even
it
know if
was.
I
I
don't know if
thought
he
he was
cracked
gonna
him.
catch him. He was gonna
Yeah,
catch
I
him
don't think
coming
he.
in with the knee. But Yeah, I
I
mean
don't think he did. Yeah,
he caught him with a couple knees, but I'm telling you, that guy's is just a zombie. He can take everything, man.
yeah, that's fair. That is fair. I think
I,
Pantoja's nobody's taking that belt from him.
my brother point out a really good point. He said that UFC really screwed up cutting Mokaev. That would be a really good fight, Mokaev and Pantoja. And
Well,
I agree. I agree.
I don't know because well, they cut him for reasons we don't know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Not because of his performance. I think he was a decent fighter, but he was just terrible to deal with. So, I mean, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, if the
That's what they
PFL
said.
doesn't, yeah, if the PFL doesn't want you, then you're kind of in trouble there, man.
The recent talk in the UFC sphere that doesn't have to do with fighting was a recent promotion that the boss did for Power Slap that isn't getting the reaction I bet they wanted.
Yeah,
We had Dana White with an OnlyFans model who bought a McLaren to give away to a Power Slap viewer. And I was scrolling through the comments and I didn't find a single positive one there. Everybody was just making fun of it. Some people were showing concern, like, "Hey, maybe maybe this isn't."
I bet you that guy that won it was the only happy one, or wasn't the
Yeah,
only happy one. Yeah.
yeah. And it was funny. He said that guy was 6'10",
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, because when they were FaceTiming him, his hair was
Yeah.
literally touching the ceiling, and
That was funny, bro.
it's
That
like
was funny. I
Jesus.
saw that.
Dane
Yeah, I
even pointed
watched
it
it.
out. It's
Yeah.
like, man, how are you even gonna fit in a McLaren? It's
Dude, he's gonna get it, wrap it, and sell it.
Dana
yeah.
said something like, "Oh, you're gonna in this car, like it's you can take
High
like the top
requirement.
off,
Yeah.
the top off. He's like, with that high, you're gonna get a lot of bugs on your forehead."
Yeah. Dana gave him some
Yeah.
good advice. He's like, you should trade this in for a truck. That's
Pickup, huh? He
probably your
said for a
best
pickup.
bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
trade it in for a regular car and pocket all that money.
Yeah, mine as well. Mine as well. I mean, I would
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely take it for a spin a few times, but yeah. Yeah, so I mean it's one of those things where Power Slap already doesn't have the best the public opinion isn't really
Reputation, huh?
right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So using what you can consider a porn star as promotion, it seems weird. And hey, if it was just on Power Slap's page, whatever. But this is
Well,
getting posted
yeah.
on the UFC's main page with tens of millions of followers.
I mean, and also like, well, Power Slap, they're trying to get this audience, so they're sending all these like boxes with gifts and stuff to all these
Mm,
celebrities to repost on their stories, to like give that Power Slap name some like credibility almost.
mm.
So I mean, I don't know. Like they had Jay Wow from Jersey Shore there.
I saw that.
I don't know, man. I Power Slap. I mean, I gotta watch it maybe. I'm just no, it doesn't intrigue me. I'd rather
Well,
watch paint dry.
yeah. If you're gonna brave the storm and sit through an entire Power Slap event, let me know how it goes. I don't know if I'd have the strength to do it, but
I mean, it's they well, like so they got that. They brought that guy Dumpling from Ireland.
yeah.
That was
From
pretty
Russia.
cool. From
Russia.
Russia? He's
Yeah, he
Irish.
I
Russian.
don't know where Dumpling's from.
Russian.
Ireland.
You
Let's
think
settle
so?
this.
Yeah, 100%. He's got the accent.
Okay.
Don't tell me this guy's from Dagestan right now.
It's
Dumpling
Russian.
is from Russia,
Really?
fighting out of Ilansky, Russia. His real
You're
All
name is
right.
Vasily Kamotsky.
you're
Okay.
saying that he has the
He doesn't
what
speak
you
English.
said? Yeah, he doesn't speak
Yeah,
English.
he doesn't
That's
speak
like
You
English.
said
saying
Yeah.
that's like saying the crazy Hawaiian is from Alaska.
you
Yeah.
said the act you said he has the accent. I'm like,
Yeah.
how? He doesn't
Yeah.
speak English.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I must have been confusing him with Conor McGregor or somebody.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Lord.
So some other topics we were going over in the chat. Ilya Taporia. Now we got some conflicting information here, both from credible sources. One from the horse's mouth and one from the farmer, I guess, if we're using that analogy. We had his coach saying that he is going to vacate the featherweight belt and move up to lightweight. that came from his coach. But then we have Ilya posting on X saying, quote, I will not leave the vacant title. Or I'm sorry, I will not leave the title vacant. The decision to move up to the next category is entirely mine. I haven't had any conversations with the UFC yet, so everything is still to be decided. Stop celebrating because I'm not going anywhere. I have conquered my division and I will do the same in the next one. So seems like a little conflicting information in that tweet. It's like, are you going up? Are you not? Are you going to maybe try for double champ status? Like
He's
what?
going up. They brought his coach is the one that obviously knows him the best, and he brought
Mm,
up that he's walking out at 190 pounds.
right.
Yeah.
If you walk around at 190 pounds and you're cutting to get to 145 or 145, I think that's pretty brutal. I think
Yeah, sounds it.
he's chasing that counter fight. So maybe he can entice him at 155.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. At this point, I don't even think Connor cuts that much weight because Connor's probably walking around at like 210 right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys watched that video that I think Topuria's wife was recording, and he was cutting weight. He was saying something like, "Oh, for his kids. Oh, this is for you guys," and his eyes rolling back and everything. I'm like, this guy is doing like a brutal weight cut, and yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. I don't think he has nothing to prove anymore at featherweight. To be honest, he already beat both the goats
Mm-hmm.
of the featherweight and who else? Like,
There's nobody.
there's nobody. To be
Yeah,
honest, there's no big fights.
Diego.
Yeah, Diego's the only guy you could say, and it's like he's just at this point. I mean, he's a top name, but he is still, in a sense, a
Yeah,
rising prospect. He's not an
He's the
established
next
champion.
champion. He's the next champion. If it gets vacated, he's taking that belt.
Right, right. Because you have to imagine he's going to be
It'll
going
be
up
him and
against Volks.
Volkanovski.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I mean,
Volkanovski's getting KO'd brutally.
yeah, I mean, he got manhandled by Evloev few fights back.
that
Yeah,
was that was his UFC debut though, and it was on short
Yeah,
notice.
he
And
also
that's
got he also got whooped by what's his name? Oh, Ige. Like
$50K.
the third round, he got absolutely destroyed by Ige on
yeah,
4 hour notice. I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm not a hater, but I don't think I think he's good, but he's a little hyped too. I don't know. It's just
Whoa,
me.
whoa, whoa.
We're hearing a little
Diego?
Diego Lopez disrespect
Yeah, I'm
here.
talking about Diego Lopez. Yes,
You
yes,
know
yes.
what really bothers me about Diego is the way, listen, man, the way he talks. It's like he's got like
Too humble.
no. Like he speaks very good Spanish, but he's also Brazilian. So he's got
Mhm.
like it's kind of like both worlds colliding.
Mhm.
And it's kind of weird.
Because he train? Yeah, he trains in Mexico with
Yeah, he
Alexa
lives in
Grasso.
Mexico.
Yeah,
He lives in
Yes.
Mexico.
yeah,
Yeah. He has his own gym, I think, in Puebla. But yeah, he when he's in camp, he brings uh Alexa's uncle
mm.
for the boxing department. Yeah.
Alexa, that's my wife.
Alexa Grasso. What's up with her?
She broke her leg,
Yeah, was it her foot? Was it her leg?
her leg, or her ankle. I don't know. She's got a
Something like
cast
that.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she should be fighting anymore, man. She's too pretty.
I agree.
I'm pretty sure she's set for life now, and she lives in Mexico. So how much can she spend? I mean, just go marry Abe, start a family.
Yeah, now we're talking. The man's talking now.
We
Preach,
got
my friend.
we got to get Alexa Grasso in a monster
Get her
truck.
on the pod. Get her on the pod.
Yo, but let's try. Let's set it out there.
Yeah, get
Can
her
we
on the
can
pod.
we get Alexa Grasso to transfer from MMA to monster trucks?
That'd be a good transition, huh?
What truck would she drive? You think we got? Oh, wait, are we allowed to say the names of the trucks on here?
Probably not.
Okay, yeah. That's. I remember Haas warned me about that. He's.
Yeah, Haas is yeah, he's one of those guys.
But then
He'll go to
again,
court.
with the Haas cap, I don't know if he's capping or not with the, but I guess better safe than sorry. I don't want to get a copyright strike.
Yep, yep. They're gonna take us off the air with our 3 subscribers, and how many views do we have? Like 10?
I think we eclipsed 18. I think let's see. Let's do a quick check. 22. Holy moly.
Now, does that count? Like, have you been watching it over and over and over?
No, but we have 4 subscribers.
Who is it? Your burner account?
Nope, nope. One of them's me, but I I don't even know what to say. I feel like we really made it.
Who
We
is
got
it?
us. I don't know. I don't even know if I could view them. Can I?
I don't know.
Well, we'll check on that afterwards. Whoever the first non-affiliated subscriber was, shout out.
Yeah, they're
Um,
gonna get a gift basket from Josh Derrick.
yes, yeah, I'll get that in the mail in a few years, and we'll figure that out. One thing I wanted to touch upon about the card coming up, we have the co-main event is Cub Swanson versus Billy Quarantillo, however they say that. We all know Cub Swanson famous for beating the illustrious Crone Gracie. And Billy Q, he's been on a little bit of a skid lately. Do you guys have an opinion on the co-main this week?
I watched him fight in Vegas when I went and watched that horrendous main event between Ankalaev and Polish Power,
Hmm.
Jan.
and it was terrible. So actually, Billy won that. I think he won it by knockout, if I'm not mistaken. He was all busted up. I think I'm a fan of Billy. Um,
Yeah,
I
he's
yeah, I think he's pretty durable, and I can see him
yeah.
beating Cub. I think Cub's best days are behind him.
Yeah.
He's got a super cool tattoo on his stomach, which I love. If I was from SoCal, I'd definitely get that myself. But
Mm.
I got Billy on that one.
How about you, Hector? What are we thinking?
Yeah, same. I think we're on the same page in this one. I think yeah, Cub Swanson is it's in like you said, his twilight. But man, Billy's really tough, and he brings that every time, man. I got him. I got Billy winning.
So there is one fighter in particular I am so excited to see. He's the first fight on the main card this week. I don't know if you guys have heard, but Navajo Sterling. You guys hear this
Yeah,
name? Well,
yeah.
he's
He's
coming up.
he's
Yep,
his training partner, huh?
yep. They call him the White
From New
Izzy.
Zealand.
Listen, I
He,
don't trust anything out of that camp anymore. After they fed me, what is it, Black Diamond
oh,
or
Blood
Blood
Diamond.
Diamond? Blood Diamond? Dude, I was so high on that guy, and I will never trust
Yeah.
another person coming out of that gym.
No, this guy's good.
He's
I
the
saw
real
him at
deal.
the
We'll see. I like
Yep.
contender.
okay,
Yeah,
another series.
Yeah, he's a contender
he has
series guy. He's
power,
five
bro.
and zero right now.
He
Okay,
has
all right, I'll
power.
watch. Yeah, well, obviously I have no choice but to watch, but yeah,
I,
hell yeah.
Well, he's
man,
going. What's up?
overall, I think it's a really good card. To be honest,
No,
I'm
it's
looking at
not.
here. I'm looking at it, and Giannis is fighting. He's
Yeah,
fighting Marcos from Peru. He's a good, really good guy. Dustin Jacoby, he just lost to Reyes, but he's a really good kickboxer. He's fighting,
controversial decision too.
but he's fighting Petrino. No, he got knocked out by Reyes.
Oh, who did Dustin Jacoby?
Dustin Jacoby, he
There was
fought Bolton in kickboxing a long time ago.
there was
He
there was
got he
one
got knocked the fuck out.
there was one fight Dustin Jacoby. I can't remember who it was. I remember it being a controversial decision. I remember thinking Jacoby won, but he ended up not winning. I can't
Ooh,
I can't.
maybe Roundtree, the
You
Roundtree
know what?
fight.
I think it was Roundtree. I think he took Roundtree to a decision. Yeah, he got knocked out by Dom
Yeah.
Reyes. Um, I see he went to a decision with Alonzo Menafield. I don't know if that would have been it. That might have been the one I'm thinking of. I'd have to go back. I'm not sure. But yeah, this Navajo Sterling guy, I mean, at 5-0, he doesn't have a lot of professional experience so far, but coming out of City Kickboxing, I know that doesn't hold much weight for you anymore, Abe, but he got high praise from Izzy. He said that Navajo Sterling, and I'm paraphrasing here, but I remember Izzy saying that he's like a sponge. He takes something in, he learns it, and then the next day he's at the gym and it's like he mastered the technique. So, um, I think with his the level of training partners, he's 27 years old. I mean, he even kind of looks a little like Izzy. If you look at his face, I mean, he's white, but he looks like an albino Izzy. If I had if I had to picture it, they're saying this is the second coming of Israel Adesanya. So, but he's at light heavyweight. So who knows?
Wait, he's at light heavyweight. Why? So he's bound to fight Olberg.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Olberg, he's fighting Jan Blachowicz. We got that
Yeah,
fight booked
and
for
he's gonna
next
beat
year.
him. He will beat
Mm.
him. Polish power is over.
You think so? I
Yeah,
mean, I got Olberg in the fight, but
Olberg is gonna do some damage. I'm telling you, man. Ankalaev and Blachowicz just that fight was just
that fight really turned you
atrocious.
off.
Dude, literally, I forgot whose leg was hurt, and they just stopped kicking their leg. I'm sitting there watching from the second deck there at the T-Mobile Arena, and it's just, what am I watching there? Everybody's booing. It was just terrible. But I don't know honestly. What is Blachowicz gonna do? Has he got another title run in him? No.
Mm-mm.
No,
So I'm
I don't
saying,
think so.
and he's what 30? He's up there. He's like 38,
Yeah, something like that.
39. Yeah,
40,
I think he's 40.
I think so. Let me check.
Yeah, I think he takes this fight, and I think Oberg whoops him, and I think that he calls it quits.
He's 41.
Yeah, it's his
Yeah.
last fight.
He's
So
about to turn 42 in February.
Yep. Oberg takes that, and I got that guy you were talking about,
Navajo Sterling.
Navajo Sterling. Yeah,
Yeah, so the main feature prelim, we got Michael Johnson versus Otman Azaitar, and the only thing that I remember Otman Azaitar for, I don't know if you guys remember this, but back in 2020 with the COVID protocols, he got in trouble and he got cut from the UFC because there was some shady, weird stuff going around where somebody on his team had to like sneak into the hotel and they didn't really give a lot of details on what happened, but it was so bad that he got cut from the UFC for it, and then eventually got allowed back in. But that's every time I see this. Do you guys remember that from 2020?
Yeah, I remember.
yeah. I think I got very briefly. I
It
remember.
was on Fight Island, right?
Yeah, yep, it was on Fight Island. Well, since then, he had his second UFC fight in 2020 against Kama Worthy, a Pittsburgh guy, shot at. I just saw him fight on a local. I wasn't there, but we were in Pittsburgh and we were watching a local Pittsburgh MMA promotion on the TV. My buddy was streaming it to a TV at the bar, and I didn't even know Kama Worthy was from Pittsburgh, but I guess that's what he's doing now, just fighting
Pittsburgh,
out.
stand up.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, so this Otman Azaitar guy, he's 0-2 since that whole incident. He was undefeated. He was 13-0, but lost to the steamroller Matt Frivola and lost his most recent fight in 2023 to Francisco Prado. So yeah, I guess lost a lot of hype because when he came in, he won his debut by KO and then beat Kama Worthy by KO. So at 13-0 with 10 knockouts, he looked like a real like shining star in the making here, but had that whole controversy and then was out for 2 years, went 0-2 since. But he's fighting that Michael Johnson. Now, you guys have been fans of the sport longer than I have. What do you know about Michael Johnson? I know didn't he beat Poirier or something? Like that's kind of what made him like popular. Like
I mean, he beat
Uh,
Tony Ferguson in his prime.
yeah.
He beat. I mean, he's just
He
they
fought
they
Pettis.
they be they be saying that Michael Johnson could knock out John Jones one night, and then the next fight he will lose to CM Punk.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
Like
he
he's
remember
fought.
seeing something like that.
he's so I don't know what's the word to express what I'm trying to say, but
He's a journeyman.
he's not liable to bet on.
I mean, a 23-19 record is about as journeyman as it gets.
Yeah, he's pretty much fought everybody, man.
Yeah.
He lost to
Um,
Clay Guida.
Yeah, Clay
yeah.
Guida beat the best. Clay Guida
Mhm.
beat Nate Diaz. He beat who else? He beat Showtime Pettis when he was the next big thing. He beat a lot of good guys.
Yeah,
He
He's
beat
Michael
another
Benson
guy.
Johnson.
Henderson. Oh, wait, Benson fights at 145.
I'm
Benson?
looking.
Yeah, Benson
No,
fights at
55.
145. 55?
5-5. Yeah, he beat him though. He beat
He
him
beat
too.
him?
Yeah.
Damn, he was on a roll then.
I'm looking
Yeah,
back here. Michael Johnson knocked out Dustin Poirier in the first round, 1 minute and 35 seconds. So yeah, that kind of performance against Diamond, that'll put your name in some conversations.
Well, he wasn't the diamond he's now.
Right, right. Yeah, that was
uh,
2016. But what I say about Dustin Poirier was like, this is kind of how I judge fighters' star power. So, like I said, I started watching in 2020. Back in 2016, like I knew who Dustin Poirier was.
Yeah,
Somebody said that name. I'm like, oh yeah, he's a UFC fighter. So when their popularity can transcend back then, when I knew pretty much nothing about the sport, I know Conor McGregor and pretty much that's it. When I recognized that name, he had to have that level of star power to where he was more of a household name.
yeah. I don't. He didn't beat Tony Ferguson.
It says their fight got canceled. I see that here, 2016.
Michael Johnson? Michael Johnson?
Yeah,
It says he
I
was
think he did.
supposed to fight it and it got canceled. Then
yeah. They
he
never
beat
fought.
Poirier, lost to Khabib, and then I didn't see him against Ferguson. He got beat by Gaethje the following year. I don't think he ever fought Tony Ferguson. It looks like
I
that
think
fight was booked, but it
I
got
think he did.
canceled. Well, let's see.
I think he blew
Um,
his. Is that one of those times he blew his knee out?
oh no, he did beat Tony Ferguson in 2012. Yeah, so
Unreal. By what
way.
decision?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
decision. It
decision.
was a decision.
That was
Yeah.
a robbery then.
That was on the Nate Diaz versus Jim Miller card.
Jim Miller. Look at that, huh? High praise
Yeah.
for Jim Miller.
Josh
Man, that
Koscheck,
guy.
he was the co-main event. Pat Barry was on that card. Holy moly.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Was
How
Rose
times have
18
changed.
yet?
20, yeah, I don't know. Oh, dude, that's one of the reasons I love like Sean Strickland and people like that and Colby. Like the UFC is the perfect organization for people like that because they can say anything in the media. And did you see they had that video of that meeting where they have like a special PR meeting for Sean Strickland's antics?
No, I
They
didn't see
have to,
that.
it was like, all right, what did Sean do this week? And they have to go over how they're gonna handle it for the rest of the week.
He's just one of those. He's like a terrible champion. He's like a PR nightmare.
Oh yeah. When he became the champ, on one hand, it's like Dana had to be like, okay, this is gonna work in a certain demographic. A lot of people are gonna like this, but the rest of the people, this is a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm over Strickland as well. He was when he was champ. I don't care about this belt. This doesn't mean anything to me. I'm this and I'm that. I don't need it. And then he lost it. He's crying that he wants a title shot.
Well, he got it.
Yeah, but I'm saying he was going back on everything he was preaching about.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but that fight had to be the biggest upset ever. I mean, some people talk about Juliana Pena versus Amanda Nunes. Okay. Um, I'm
That was
talking
big.
like it was big, but at the same time, when you go, I mean, what was it, a 50-45 against Izzy? Did Izzy win around that fight?
I'm sure somebody gave it to him, but from we're watching, no, I wouldn't give Izzy anything.
What I'm saying is like in terms of okay, Juliana Pena caught Amanda Nunes in a submission, and it kind of just looked like Nunes gave up. Like it just looked weird. But
Yeah.
if you were to tell somebody, hey, Sean Strickland like let's say somebody could see the future, they come back in time, they're like, hey, Sean Strickland's going to beat Israel Adesanya. Your immediate thought is, oh, he probably clipped him and knocked him out in the first round, right? But no, Sean Strickland went
Yeah,
5 rounds with Izzy. I mean, if you were to say that fight's going to go the distance, it's like, oh, Izzy's going to piece him up.
yeah,
But
he just outboxed him, man.
yeah, I mean, I was watching that with my buddy who his favorite fighter is Izzy. He's an Izzy super fan, and normally I would take that opportunity to kind of rub it in his face a little bit, just. But I just felt sick for him. I just seeing his
Yeah,
reaction, it was I
yeah.
couldn't even rub it in.
Sean was out there shoulder rolling and doing that. He was doing what they I forgot what they called the Philly roll or what
Yeah, the Philly shell.
yeah, Philly shell. Yeah, he's looking like Floyd out there, literally.
Yeah,
So yeah, he deserves that 100%. I'd like to see what's in store for Izzy next.
yeah. That's one
He's
that's up
getting
in the
ready.
air.
He's getting ready for something. He's training and stuff. He's posting every day. I think he posted that he's got a fight. He's just Hasn't announced anything yet.
I would like to see him fight Kyle Bahia. That's that's my favorite matchup for Izzy right now.
That's who Kyle's calling for. The
He's
Fighting Miz.
calling. He's calling out Chimaev.
Chimaev is trouble for him, I think.
Hmm.
I mean,
Chimaev's
they're
trouble
both
for a
they're
lot of
they're,
people.
they're both grapplers.
Yeah,
And
but
he's
we
way
we've seen.
and he's way bigger than. I mean, you got to take into consideration that Robert Whitaker came up from welterweight, and I don't see Kyle Vario, whatever his name is, cutting to 170 ever. Maybe cutting off his leg.
Nah, he's too big, man.
It's big. He's
Yeah,
huge.
yeah.
And styles make fights.
Oh wait,
We
isn't
know.
Izzy fighting Nasruddin Imavov? Did that get booked?
That didn't get booked.
No.
That would have been nothing's official. Just
That would be a
rumors.
good fight, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I mean, I would rather see him fight Kyle Bahio, but Nasruddin Imavov and Izzy, I mean, that will be the real. I mean, I don't want to say the final nail in the coffin, but if Izzy can't get through Nasruddin Imavov, then he's not going to get another title run in.
Well, he looked good his last fight.
He did.
Yeah, he looked good. So it's not over with like it is for Volk. So there's still some
Yeah.
hope.
See, that's
Yeah.
an interesting
All this,
opinion you have there because I
all
think
this is he.
how old is he? He's in
Yeah.
his
I think he's
well,
thirty,
it's
33,
36.
34,
35.
35.
Yes, I'm.
Dude, and he just signed, or they signed him to like a massive, I think it was the biggest contract the UFC's ever given out, from what I heard. Like 3 fights ago, they signed him
Mhm.
to an extension.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and then he was looking good against Dricus, but then what did he do that was like the fatal flaw? Did he
He
like
got taken down.
yeah, did but was he like showboating or something? I can't remember. Or oh no, he pointed. He did the point thing and then got taken down immediately and
Yeah.
submitted. Yeah, that was a rough
Yeah,
watch.
it's, I mean, it happens. It's MMA, it's UFC. You
Well,
gotta, you,
Izzy, oh, what's up?
I was saying, you gotta like showboat sometimes, but
Right.
it just backfired on him really bad.
I'm glad that that wave is kind of over with the pointing thing. Like I loved when Max did it. That was great, but
Hey,
then
it just
so
got
many people
overplayed, dude.
tried to
Everybody doing
do it
this, like,
and then they
come
don't
on.
do it. It's one thing if you
Yeah,
point and then do it, but a lot of
it's
people
just,
are just
yeah,
doing it to do it. It's like,
just cringe, man.
yeah,
Sitting there like this. Come on, bro. Get
or
your
like
own
pointing
style.
and then moving backwards. It's like, no,
Yeah,
point
get your own
means
style.
stay here. Yeah, but Izzy and Volk, they're both 1-3 in their last four. Um, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on the Volk and Izzy who has a title run in the mix here. Just because I think I mean I'm gonna take Diego Lopez, but I think Volk could still beat him. And if he beats Volk, I mean if he beats Diego Lopez and Ilya vacates the belt, well then Volk's the champion again. But Izzy, he's got a
And
ladder to
officially,
climb. What's up?
Izzy's got I think, a faster route to the belt.
You think so? Well,
Yeah,
let's say he fights Nasruddin Imavov, and then does he
one
fight the
more fight.
loser of Strickland and DDP?
I think so. They
Okay,
got to make that fight. Um, again, I think so. It's he wins this one, he's got one more, and he's back at the belt. You got to remember, he's a UFC guy.
right.
They
Yeah.
if the UFC look at it with Colby.
Yeah.
Colby beat Masvidal, who wasn't ranked or anything, and got a title shot.
hmm
If you're a
Right.
UFC guy, they're gonna reward you. It's a Dana
Right.
White privilege.
Yeah, I would love to see Izzy fight either Strickland or DDP again. The Strickland fight just because, it'd be cool to right that ship. I mean, I'm not going to call going 5 rounds with somebody and losing a fluke, but you have to imagine that was a pretty off night for Mr. Adesanya. So it'd be cool to see, if he could get that one back. And then the same thing with Dricus. They put on for as long as it lasted a good fight, and with Izzy being 1-3 in his last four, you need to see this guy go out on a win. I mean, he is an absolute UFC legend. He He was the first pay-per-view I ever watched. Him and Paulo Costa was the first pay-per-view I ever watched. The first event I ever attended was Israel Adesanya versus Jared Cannonier. So my fandom is deeply intertwined with Izzy. He laid a lot of the foundation for what I understood as a champion in the sport when I first started watching. So, I would love to see him go out on a win. I'd love to see him get the belt again. So, yeah, you know what? You've convinced me. You have convinced me. I think
Volk, I'm
Izzy
telling,
does
Volk
have
is
an
done,
easier
bro.
route.
Volk is done. Trust me.
Well, I mean, realistically,
He was
he's
looking good. He was looking good against Topuria too. He just
Bro,
got
what?
cut. He looked
Yeah,
good. He won
we,
the first. He won the first round on all scorecards.
yeah, but Ilya was just sitting there trying to catch reads on him.
Yeah,
Once he's learning, he's getting all
what
the feints in, everything. Then he literally
what I'm
shot at him. Boom.
yeah, but what I'm saying that he looked good. He didn't look any like past his prime bulk. Like he looked to me, he looked good. He just got caught.
Clipped.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that he will win a fight against Supuria because that's not gonna happen. I don't think so. But I think he has a chance.
yeah. I mean, if Topuria vacates the belt, I mean, are we saying that it is impossible that Volk beats Diego Lopez? I don't think so. I mean, if I'm putting my money on it, I'm taking Diego Lopez just because he's the fresher, newer, faster finisher. But I mean, there's
Yeah,
there's certainly a world where one of the greatest featherweights of all time has another win in him against
man.
the contender.
Also, we gotta take into consideration like styles make fights, right? And Bulk has a great gas tank, and we have seen Diego get overwhelmed on the third uh
Fourth and fifth.
round. Yeah, the third round. He got beat up by Mobstar, Ibloyev. He got beat up by Iga in the third floor in the third round. So
Ortega started catching him too in the fourth.
yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't say that I I wouldn't say that it's impossible for Bolt to win a fight against like anybody, but I see him beating Diego, to be honest.
All
But
right,
yeah,
let's put
especially
money
if
on it.
it goes like into the championship rounds, that's something I think we could see Volk pull that out. But again, Diego Lopez is that first round finisher,
I don't see it
so
getting past the third, dude. Honestly, with Diego, he just throws too much at you. Look at what he did to Brian Ortega.
mm,
Quick. I
Yeah,
mean,
but Brian,
yeah.
I don't think Brian Ortega is it's I don't think he's that good any like
That's because he lost Tracy.
who was his last one? Oh,
Yair.
yeah,
Rodriguez,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that was
What else?
well, that
What
was a good
else?
one. That was a good one. That was it.
Yeah, that was he
Because
submitted him,
then
huh?
his next
He's
fight,
not yeah.
was Diego, and it got canceled, and then they rescheduled it.
Yeah, he was not gonna submit Diego, so
I don't even think he tried.
he had no other choice but strike.
Yeah.
I think
Hell yeah.
I think we're up for a good one, to be honest. This weekend, this upcoming weekend, we have David Grant versus Ramon Taveras. That's a really good fight right there.
mm,
We got Felipe Lima. You know Felipe Lima? He's a Brazilian guy. He fought I don't remember the name of this guy. He was on fire. He's a Muslim guy fighting from Tajikistan, I think.
mm.
And he beat and he submitted him. We got Sean Woodson.
Yes, yeah, excited to see
He has
Sean
a
Woodson.
funny frame. He's tall and lanky. He's fighting a tall and lanky guy and Fernando Padilla.
Mm,
I think that's a really good fight. We got Close versus Alvarez. That's also a really, really good fight.
mm.
I mean, I think we're up for a good, really, really, really good fight card, to be
Yep,
honest.
low
Kobe
key
by
card, but
decision.
one for the fans. What's up, Abe?
Kobe
Yeah,
by decision. If Kobe wins, Hector's got to grab that guitar behind him and make a song for the pod.
I'll do it right now.
Yes, perfect. All
There
right,
you
All
go.
right,
here's the send off. Here's the theme song.
all right. You do the vocals, Josh.
All right, let's try to kick it off. Wait, I
I
can't
think
hear
we
the
got to
guitar.
practice.
I can't.
I
I
think we
can't hear
got.
the guitar. I can't. I was ready. I can't hear the guitar.
I know you. You can either do the voice or the trombone? You're really
Ah,
good at doing trombone. Let me get some trombone.
oh, there's-
What? No. How did you learn? How did you know that? I didn't even know that.
I can't. My lips are a little dry right now. I get that's. I might throw some balm on. Get the.
That's the perfect way
I'm
to
fucking
go
cutting
off.
that
That's
out.
the perfect way. That's the perfect way to send it
You gotta
off.
leave it. You gotta leave it. Guys, thank you again. Thank you again for
Yes.
this
If you.
episode, and see you guys next week.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do next week. Yeah, we can go over what happened this Saturday, and then after that, we're off for what, 3 weeks?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you
Oh
made it
yeah,
this far, I appreciate you, and so do they. So, see you
hell
around.
yeah.
Thank you all
See you, man.
for subscribers. We love
4,
you.
3 of us are here.
Yes. So, thank you to us.
One to that one.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you,
guys.
sir.
All right, guys. See ya.
See you, fellas.
Have a good night.